I'm Kylie, and I'm going to be telling my story. I'm not doing this for attention or for Facebook friends or for anything. I'm doing it because it's been requested. Well, when I was 2, my family started falling apart. My mom wasn't faithful, and my parents got divorced. Shortly after that, they both got remarried, and that's when all the problems started. My mom used to tell me all these lies about my dad, like that he was going to abuse me or that he didn't love me or other things like that. So every time it was to go see my dad at his house when it was his weekend, I'd cry and cry and cry because I was scared about those things. Well, me and my dad became best friends, and I started siding on my dad's side and didn't like my mom as much. I lived with my mom, and it was a lot of stress for me. Also, it was a lot of abuse. My mom was crazy. She would hit me, bite me, throw me up against the wall, and scream at me, and scream and scream. She wouldn't stop. I was so scared of her. I couldn't sit in the car without being scared she was going to throw a fist in my face or something like that. It was so much going back and forth to my mom and dad's house. It was like really hard. Well, me and my dad were really close, like I said, until his bitchy wife started taking control of him. Me and her got into a really big argument, and my dad took her side. He left me there alone, making me feel like I was worthless and meant nothing to him. It destroyed me. I'd been getting bullied since first grade. I had a lot of friends, but for some reason, it didn't seem like I was good enough for anyone. I have no idea why I got bullied. I was just a kid being myself. I remember everyone who used to be mean to me and the things that they would say. Like, I have a flat forehead, or they would make fun of me because my mom abused me, and I would come into school with bruises and marks all over my body. They would say that I did those things to myself just for attention, when really that wasn't what happened at all. I got called ugly, fat, more. Throughout things weren't too bad throughout elementary school. I mean, just those little things. Everyone would laugh at me too, and that really hurt me. I don't know why they laughed, but I didn't like it. Things started getting really bad in 6th grade. I went guy to guy, so I got called a whore. I got called fat, ugly, a slut, worthless, dumb, a mistake. That's when I started feeling lost and broken and a piece of shit. I got tired of people calling me fat. So I would starve myself until I got bullied for that. And then I would eat and then go to the bathroom and throw it all up. And then I'd get bullied for that too. So I would just eat around people and pretend like everything was okay. But when I was alone, I wouldn't eat anything. Well, I went into this really bad depression stage. I tried staying to myself at school so people wouldn't find out that I was sad. I would smile at everybody in the hallway, give hugs, talk to everyone, be a normal kid. Well, during that time, I fell in love with this boy, Dane Matthew Carter. He was in 8th grade while I was in 6th. I started talking to him because I thought it would make me super cool if I was talking to someone that was older than me. But really, it just got me a lot of hate. Me and him were really serious, even though we were young. He was the reason for me to be happy, for me to smile. Everything was better. The pain was gone. He was my first everything. First boyfriend, first kiss, everything. Me and him were on and off that whole school year. He would hurt me over and over again, and I would just go back to him time after time. Well, me and him broke up, and he found someone better than me, and that hurt a lot. In late June of 2011, my grandpa got diagnosed with leukemia cancer. My grandma found out he only had months to live, and I never found that out. I spent almost every day in the hospital with him, doing puzzles, singing songs, watching TV, feeding him when he couldn't move, tickling his feet, rubbing his feet, everything. We did everything together. Well, in October of the same year, he passed away. That added on to my depression. I felt even more alone, even more sad. That's when I started overdosing and cutting way worse and deeper. I tried killing myself over and over again. I turned into that person that I thought I never would be. The person I promised my grandpa I would never turn into. That made me feel really disappointed in myself. Well, the suicide attempts kept going, and I just kept getting more hospital bracelets because I was a failure. About a month after my grandpa died, my best friend, Ian, killed himself. He was a struggling 18-year-old. He was also the strongest guy that I've ever met in my whole entire life. He was the kind of guy that didn't want other people to worry about his problems, so he'd keep them all bottled up inside of him. That's why I thought he was okay, but he wasn't. I'll never forget that day. I was in the shower. He was in my bedroom. I got out of the shower, and he was hanging. Well, there went another person. You know what else went? A bunch of more suicide attempts, more hospital bracelets, more disappointed people. Other bad things happened. Well, 7th grade came, and I had a best friend. Her name was Gadir. Told her everything. She told me everything. She turned on me to some bitch that thought she was better, and all my secrets went out. Well, people found out that I self-harmed. They'd bully me even more, which made my self-harming even worse. I tried to think positive, try to be happy. It didn't always work. Well, I ended up moving into my grandma's house to try to get away from my mom. It helped me a lot. Way more positive thoughts and less stress for both of us. Things were getting better, even though the self-harm still continued. Well, 8th grade, the bullying was as worse as it had ever been. So me and my best friend Maddie, Smiles, dropped out pretty much and did online schooling together. You know, it was easier when it was just me and her against the world. I was still getting bullied over Facebook and text messages, and people would come to my house and leave me hate notes. There was rumors that I dropped out of school because I got pregnant. Well, there went another 7 suicide attempts, 7 more hospital bracelets. I still get bullied every single day. Get told to kill myself, get called worthless, fat, told I'm not important. It still gets to me. Yeah, I understand that those things aren't true, but the fact that people can still say those things to me really hurts. Well, I've realized that all these people that talk shit aren't worth my tears, and they aren't worth self-harming. But, sometimes things just happen. I still eat very little because I'm worried about my weight. But I'm slowly starting to believe that my body's beautiful and I'm perfect the way I am. Every time I want to pick up my razor, I think about my grandpa and I think about my friends, and I realize that I'm way stronger than that and way better than that. And you should know that too. When you feel like picking up that razor, I want you to message your best friend or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or me, and I want you to be stronger than that because you're beautiful and you're here for a reason. Thank you for watching.